Love it. Afterlife. Everyone, please welcome Andrew.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. This poem stuck with me after I've seen recent Christopher Nolan's movie Interstellar. And to be honest with you, cried my eyes out the first time. Went in and saw it the second time. Actually, I'm about to go see the third time. And it's gotten so ridiculous that I have soundtrack of Interstellar on my iPod. I've seen 2 documentaries on Interstellar. Movie about movie, oh my god. And the pinnacle of all this was me registering on imdb.com specifically to rate Interstellar 10 out of 10. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I am a nerd when it comes to good science fiction movie. By the way, who's seen Interstellar from the audience already? Oh my goodness. Nobody? Oh, you've seen it. Awesome. Awesome. We got some stuff to talk about for 5 hours afterwards. On the serious note, Interstellar, it operates with pretty hard concepts to grasp, like black holes in space, interstellar travel, wormholes in universe. And what's funny is that me and my dad, we were talking about these concepts when I was like 8 years old. And that's probably where I got my love to science fiction. I still remember how fascinated I was when he told me that black holes' gravity is in fact so strong that light cannot escape its surface. So, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that when other parents talk to their kids about cars and toys and Rambo, me and my dad, we would talk about black holes. So pretty early on, I realized how small and insignificant we are in universe. Because if you really think about that, what we are intelligent apes flying through space and time on a spinning rock called Earth. So naturally, all these questions arise, like what's the point of our 80 years of existence within billions of years of our universe? Or what's after we die? Is there an afterlife? And naturally, it's a pretty tough question. And naturally, a lot of people have their own opinions on that. We have religion from one side, and they say, I'm going to live happily ever after forever in paradise as long as I'll behave myself, or burn in hell if I will be a bad boy. And we have science from the other side saying that I am going to rot in the ground no matter what. Not very satisfying, right? It wasn't to me. So I began asking myself, and I began to look around. I began asking myself what my afterlife would look like. What that kid's afterlife would look like, what your afterlife would look like, what your afterlife would look like, what yours afterlife would look like, and what my dad's afterlife would look like. And I remembered all those times when my dad led me by example by always maintaining his health. Being 63 right now, I don't remember one day him being sick. And I got all those habits from him as well. In fact, there was this one case where my dad went to the hospital because he thought he had trouble with heart. So he went there and they made some tests, and nurse came up to him and said, I don't know what the hell are you doing here. You have the heart of a 25-year-old. And I remembered how my dad ignited this passion for science, for books, this curiosity, and it hit me. Part of his afterlife will always live in me, And the other part will live in other of his actions and efforts towards other people. In other words, the formula that I came up with literally 5 days ago, maybe that's because of my Toastmasters speech, who knows. But the formula was our afterlife equals legacy. Pretty simple, yet very profound for me. Our afterlife equals all those actions, all those thoughts, all those efforts that will live in next generations, in hearts and minds of people, generations to come. Quick example. When Martin Luther King died, tens of millions of people wept. When Gandhi died, tens of millions of people wept. When JFK died, tens of millions of people wept on his funeral. Their generation will last for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And right now, I have pretty simple questions to ask myself when I'm faced with difficult decision. Would people cry on my funeral? Or they would come to make sure I'm gone? My actions, how do they change people around me, and how do they change world? What is my legacy? And all this formula for me, I remember it and I put it in those 2 lines from Interstellar. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Thank you.
All right. By the way, I don't know how to make it. 13 inter